Hey everybody, welcome back to Cars and HP. I originally wanted to do this video here to show you guys some of my 4Runner and give you guys a little tour of what I've done to it and everything, but weather's pretty bad, so I figured I'll save that for a better day. Alright, so today's video I really wanted to go over the new Fisker Ocean. Pretty compelling electric vehicle, you know, so as you guys may have heard of the name Fisker, they used to make a Fisker Karma back in like the late 2009, early 2010, 2011 period by Henrik Fisker, as you'll see here. Now, this was one of the first like highly sought after plug-in hybrid EVs. As I remember, it had a 2-liter combustion engine that also acted as an engine for a generator to create electric power for the car. So not only could you plug it in, but you could also put gas in to make electricity for the car, which is kind of interesting. It didn't run the car, but it ran like a generator to make electricity. It was quite interesting. But that, of course, did not do well. I mean, it was okay for at the time. They were charging $100,000 for the car. But financially the company was not as stable. So therefore it kind of failed, and I think some other company might have bought it out. I'm not sure. But you know, here we have Henrik Fisker trying to make a comeback with EVs now that the market is more accepting of electric vehicles and it's primed for it. So here we have the Fisker Ocean. Now this is a compact SUV that'll go up against the likes of the Audi e-tron, Jaguar I-Pace, the Tesla Model Y, and the Ford Mustang Mach-E. Now, I'm going to compare it here briefly to the Tesla Model Y. The Fisker Ocean starts at a price of $37,500. Pretty good price, and then if you factor in the federal $7,500 tax incentive, you're looking at a price right at $30,000, which is pretty good, seeing as the average new car that is bought is around $35,000. The Tesla Model Y, on the other hand, starts at $42,000. So it does undercut that, and the Fisker Ocean undercuts every other electric EV SUV in its space. They're claiming that it's going to have 250 miles to 300 mile range. There's no solidified numbers yet on this. While the Tesla Model Y has a 263 mile range in the lowest model trim and a 326 mile range in the long range trim. The quickest version of the Fisker Ocean is claimed to be 2.9 seconds 0 to 60, whereas the quickest version of the Model Y is 3.5 seconds 0 to 60. So that's a pretty bold claim. We'll see how it stacks up. Fisker Karma is supposed to come with at least a 80 kilowatt hour battery. They've even partnered with a company called Electrify America to give its owners an unspecified amount of complimentary charging per year. They haven't given exact numbers yet, but that's pretty interesting. It's kind of like what Tesla did in the beginning, giving free charging to Tesla owners up until I think it was 2017. And Fisker's also going at it in a different marketing standpoint as well with the subscription type of leasing program. I know Volvo has done this. I don't know too much about their numbers, but on this leasing program by Fisker, you put $3,000 down, you pay $379 per month, you get 30,000 miles of driving each year, which is crazy because if you know anything about leases, you know that luxury cars are usually 10,000 miles per year or 12,000 miles per year, and if you want 15,000 miles per year, that adds on to your lease price. But 30,000 miles per year, that's crazy. That's a lot of driving. I mean, I think the average driver drives about 14 to 15,000 miles a year, so that's pretty generous. Along with that, there is no term length, meaning you can return in the car in a month, 6 months, 12 months, 21 months, whatever, years you can keep it, which is pretty interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes. if people take advantage of that, I think it's a smart way to go. I think if I were to get one, I mean, you know, that instead of having that 30,000 or 37,500 without the tax credit, having that price tag, that's a hefty price tag. But let's say, hey, I don't want to trade in my car. I want to keep my 4Runner, right? But I want to check out this EV. You know, I'm interested. And now the entry point is 3,000 down and 379 a month. That's pretty compelling, to be honest. Like, I could go out and also just get a Fisker Ocean, lease it, put $3,000 down today, and maybe drive it for a year, keep it for a year, see how it goes. Whether I like it or not, I could return it, and I would have only spent about, you know, $7,000 on the year for the car, not to mention charging and stuff, of course. But that's a low price of entry for the car there, which is pretty interesting, and it's nice because a lot of these EVs, it's pretty expensive. The Porsche Taycan, you get the lowest model now. They just came out with the rear-wheel drive is $80,000. That's a high tag, price tag. But I mean, then you also have Tesla with the Model 3, but at $35,000. But there's no. This is a pretty competitive leasing program, in my opinion, and I think it's going to really help them take off, to be honest. You know, and we don't know too much about the driving impressions. We don't have too much information about the autonomous driving that they'll have with the car. You know, and there's also no word on the, you know, maintenance or warranty packages that they'll have for the car yet either. This car also has a solar panel on the roof of the car that claims to add 1,000 miles of range annually. So as you drive, it should slowly trickle charge your battery with whatever solar, like, you know, sun powered energy that it can get. So that's pretty interesting. The new Tesla Cybertruck will have that too, and Tesla claims that it's 15 miles per day with the panels and 30 to 40 miles with panels and fold out solar wings per day. So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, we haven't heard much from Tesla about the Cybertruck in a while. There's no new updates or anything, but that's pretty good, honestly. Like, if you think about, like, you know, you are low on charge and it's and hopefully it's daytime, at least you get some few extra miles, get you home, you know. If you're out at work or, you know, whatever you are and you're low on miles and you're worried about getting home, if it's daytime, you might get some extra miles to get you there. So also, along with this car, you know, as EVs, people are getting used to having a trunk and a frunk. This car has no frunk, apparently. They said that they moved a lot of electronic components up to the frunk to clear up space in the cabin and give you more space. Now, from the pictures I saw, I can't tell that there's more space in the cabin, but this is what they claim. It'll be seen once, I guess, the car comes out and we get some real videos of it. They also claim it's 100% vegan cabin, or the most sustainable interior build of any car. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but they use some components that are biodegradable or that have no animal byproduct in them. So that's interesting, and I think some people will like that. Apparently they'll begin delivery in early 2022. There's going to start a production at the end of 2021. And interesting enough, a lot of EVs don't look at this, but they're also going for the off-road variant as well, that eventually there will be an extreme off-road version of this car. And I think that's interesting because I know for a fact, with me buying a 4Runner, I mean, I've seen the 4Runner sales and they're increasing. People are loving the new Bronco. People always love Jeep Wranglers, but a lot of people more and more right now are looking at off-road cars. They like it. They're cool, you know. They're aggressive, and you know, I think Fisker with the leasing program and you doing stuff like this, they're trying to capture a good piece of the market, being the new player coming in. Because you know, the other thing is, like, yeah, okay, they're undercutting Tesla, they're undercutting all these other companies, but what are you getting for that $37,500? They're claiming this is a luxury vehicle, but I mean, at that low of a price, you might wonder, well, you know, what's the quality really going to be when we get the car? The interior looks pretty nice on this, but it's just a rendering. You know, it's going to be interesting to see how luxurious this feels, you know. But you know, good things for this car. 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, and its fastest trim. Starting price of $29,999 after that $7,500 federal tax credit, and the 100% vegan, sustainable material used inside the cabin. Then there's also the questions like, will this car even make it to production? You know, and then like we already know Tesla has great reliability, and then people also already trust Audi, Jaguar, the Mustang Mach-E, like with Ford, they already trust these tested companies. I know Tesla's new, but they've been doing this since 2010 and earlier really, but I'm talking about the Model S, when the Model S first really came out to mass production. And so, I mean, I think this car is still 2 years out, in my opinion. It'll be, I mean, you know, if I have the money free left over, I might go ahead and lease one. I'll check it out. But we'll see if it even makes it. I hope it does. I think we need new, fresh blood in this space. And I mean, you know, with the Lucid Air, the new Chinese companies like NIO, I don't know if we'll ever get a vehicle over here from them, but you know, it'll be interesting because a lot of these EV makers, they make all these bold claims, but I think when it comes time to back it up, I mean, so far Tesla's been the only one to bring it. So you know, we'll see how that goes. But that's it for this one. Pretty light. I know last week's video was pretty long at 13 minutes. There's a lot to cover there. But yeah, today I just want to focus on this Fisker Ocean and want to bring some good EV news to you guys. But hopefully I'll get you guys a tour of my 4Runner soon. I got to clean it up a little bit. So see you guys in the next one. Peace.